My peanut butter fudge with sweetened condensed milk recipe is easy and delicious. With just 3 simple ingredients, you can make amazing peanut butter fudge in the microwave that you, your family, and friends will love. Let's go over the ingredients. In this bowl, I have one 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk, to which I'm going to add half a cup of peanut butter, 133 grams. I am using creamy, natural, no-stir peanut butter, but you can use whatever you want. Creamy, chunky, conventional, natural, no-stir, whatever. But you cannot use natural peanut butter that has the oil separation on top. That's the only thing you can't use. And for the third ingredient, 11 ounces of white chocolate chips. Off to the side, I have a loaf pan that is lined with plastic. So that's really all you need for this fudge recipe. But if you want to take it to the next level, you can add 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm not going to add the vanilla. I'm just going to add a little bit of salt to help bring out the flavor. But like I said, that's optional. So this recipe is super easy. All we have to do is mix the ingredients together in this bowl and then microwave them. So I'm going to start off with the white chocolate chips. Like I said, 11 ounces. I have a lot of different types of spoons because sometimes I change my mind as to what I want to use to stir, so I think it's good to have options. And whatever you use to stir, make sure you have a knife because the fudge is going to cling to whatever you stir with, so it's good to have a knife to scrape it off. And then over here I have my peanut butter. Like I said, half a cup. This peanut butter is not going to mix into the sweetened condensed milk completely right now. I have to melt it in the microwave for that. So once I get it a little bit better combined, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this bowl into the microwave uncovered on high heat and melt everything together in 30-second increments for a total of 2 minutes, stirring after each increment. So I am going to bring you back after each 30-second increment so you can see how the fudge progresses. So I'm just going to finish mixing this together real fast, and then into the microwave it goes. And then, like I said, I will show you what it looks like. I just took the bowl out of the microwave after the first 30 seconds, and I realized I forgot to add the salt. So I'm just going to do that now. And I'm going to stir. So like I said, stirring after each increment. And like I said earlier, you're going to want a knife so that you can get your spoon as clean as possible. And then put it back into the microwave. After 1 minute, you can see that everything's melting together very well. After 1.5 minutes, now I know that I added the salt after the first increment. Adding the salt, you can do that anytime in the recipe. But in terms of adding the vanilla extract, if you choose to do that, I would not add it at the beginning. I would wait until the end, because I think a lot of people would tell you that if you add the vanilla extract too soon, before it goes into the microwave, the heat's probably just going to burn it all off. I honestly think it would be okay if you added it in the beginning, but it probably would add more flavor if you waited until the very end. So after this next increment, if you're using vanilla extract, add it then. After 2 minutes in the microwave, so 4 increments of 30 seconds, You can see everything is definitely melted together. Just going to stir it completely like this. Trying to make it so you can see what I'm doing. Like I just said, if you wanted to add some vanilla extract to bring out the white chocolate flavor a little bit more, I would add it now after you are done microwaving the peanut butter fudge. If you want to add anything else now, you could as well. Some chocolate chips, maybe some nuts, peanuts, whatever you want. Here I have the loaf pan that is already lined with plastic wrap. So after stir it a little bit more, in it goes. So as with all sweetened condensed milk microwave fudge recipes, this peanut butter version moves very quickly. So you want to make sure that you have the loaf pan or whatever mold you're going to use to harden the fudge ready to go, because if you have to scramble at the end, then this fudge is probably going to start hardening before you are ready, and that will make it a lot harder to work with when you finally do get everything ready. So like I said, make sure everything is ready to go. I'm just gonna use my finger here. Make sure everything is ready to go at the beginning. All the ingredients, and like I said, wherever you're going to harden the fudge is ready as well. So I'm just going to finish scraping out the fudge mixture, and then I will bring you back. Now I'm just using a smaller spoon to try to smooth out the top, get a little bit more presentable. Like I said, this is an easy recipe. If you're really concerned about it not being even on the top, like let's say you're gonna give this as a gift, just slice the fudge on this end and then turn it over on the plate or in the box, whatever it is, and then serve it with this side up, the bottom side up. You could also shake it briefly as well. Like I said, it's starting to set even now, so make sure everything is ready to go. Now that the fudge is into the mold, and now I'm going to put it into the refrigerator for 4 hours. And at that point, it should be hard enough to cut and serve. Although the fudge should be set after 4 hours in the refrigerator, I let mine sit for almost 24 hours. So the next day, I took it out of the mold, peeled off the plastic, and cut into it. And when I took the first bite, I knew that my peanut butter fudge with sweetened condensed milk recipe was a big success because it was absolutely delicious. Honestly, this tasted great. It tasted a lot better than I was expecting. What really surprised me was how strong the peanut butter flavor was. Don't get me wrong, I knew that it was going to taste like peanut butter, but I thought that the white chocolate flavor would be stronger. Although the white chocolate was definitely there, and I wouldn't call this a pure peanut butter fudge, I would say probably 65 to 70% of the flavor was peanut butter. I'm not sure why the peanut butter flavor was so strong. My guess is that cooking it in the microwave for 2 minutes and then adding that little bit of salt probably helped to bring out the flavor. And now that I'm holding the fudge up to the camera, you can see how thick it was. As you can see, the fudge was dense and rich, so if that's the type of fudge that you like, you'll like this. Another thing that surprised me about this 3 ingredient peanut butter fudge recipe was that although it was definitely sweet, it was definitely a dessert, it wasn't as sweet as I was expecting it to be, considering that it had sweet condensed milk and white chocolate chips. As I'm sure you can tell, I really liked how this fudge turned out. It had a really strong peanut butter flavor, and I thought that the white chocolate complemented it perfectly. Honestly, I only have 2 small critiques about this recipe. First, the color. As you can see with a spoonful of peanut butter next to the fudge was not as dark as the peanut butter. Although that's to be expected because of the other ingredients, I personally was hoping that the color would be a little bit darker, a little more intense. And the second thing is that if you leave this fudge out at room temperature for a long time, it starts to get kind of greasy or oily. That's probably the oil from the peanut butter. So just like with any microwave sweetened condensed milk fudge recipe, it's best kept in the refrigerator. But another good thing about this fudge is that you can freeze it. I froze it and then tried it a couple days later, and it was absolutely incredible. It tasted the same. As I already said, I really liked how my easy peanut butter fudge with sweetened condensed milk recipe turned out. Of all the microwave fudge recipes that I've made, this was probably my favorite or my second favorite. So if you want to give this one a try, I highly recommend it. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.